Hey, everybody. Thanks very much for joining us here on Keys to the Game. Mike Hogan and Sean Bowen. And Hoagie, it's our final one as the season's finally coming to a close here as we take on the Hamilton Tiger Cats this Saturday, 7 o'clock. Your favorite team, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, I might add. What's with the look? I thought you were a big Tiger Cats fan. I'm just kidding you. Hoagie, it's a cold autumn day here as we're bundled together. Let's talk about Saturday's matchup. I mean, we just spoke with Jamal Campbell. He said this is their Grey Cup. This is their Super Bowl. I don't think this game really needs any explanation. Toronto, Hamilton, two of the biggest rivals in the CFL. What makes this game so great, and what are you expecting on Saturday?
Well, history, rivalry, all of those fun things, right? I mean, these two teams have been playing each other for a long time, back to the Hamilton Tigers and the Hamilton Wildcats, even before they were the Ticats. The Argonauts, of course, coming up on 150 years in a couple of years. So, I mean, the tradition is great. The fans really don't like one another. And, you know, the game really means nothing to either team on Saturday in terms of the standings. But for these players, I mean, a lot of them, and bragging rights, but still, players are playing for jobs next year. You know, they want to go out on a high. They want to say, my last game was a great game. You know, a player like Mo Simba, who's going to be in the lineup for the first time, the Argos 4th-round draft pick this year. You know, he's gone from 350 to 320. He's lost 30 pounds. He's, you know, half the man he used to be. I want to see what he's able to do in terms of, you know, handling the less weight than we saw him in the preseason. So there are things to look for, but maybe you got to go and look for them.
I feel like we're going to get blown away here. This is chilly outside. All right.
The blowout better come tomorrow. Argos over Ticats. That's what we want.
All right. Well, speaking of Jamal Campbell, you wrote an absolute fantastic piece on Argonauts.ca. Go check it out, by the way. It's very well written, and you did a fantastic job of explaining the detail and just the strides that he's made this year. I want to actually get your thoughts on where he's coming. He really credited Coach Dan for his for really making those strides this year, becoming a starter. And let's not forget, he also supplied Toronto Argonauts fans with maybe one of the most memorable highlights this year.
The touchdown against Winnipeg. But, you know, when camp opened up, there were a couple of Canadian offensive linemen who were kind of on the bubble. There was Jamal Campbell, there was DJ Sackey, both entering their 4th year, and it was make or break time, essentially. Especially since Shane Richards was a draft pick this year, Mo Simba was a draft pick this year. It was time to put up or shut up. And Jamal got the opportunity and did just that. You know, DJ Sackey, on the other hand, is not in Toronto any longer. So Jamal, as he scored that touchdown against Winnipeg, started the next week and hasn't missed a game since. There were times where he would make a mistake, but those mistakes fewer and further between now as he's getting more game reps, which is the best way to learn. So, you know, this was a very big year for him developmentally. So I really want to see what he's like next year. Like Richards, like Simba's, these new, younger Canadian linemen catch up to the guys like McEwen, who's still a young man himself, and Bombin and Tyler Holmes is a couple of the veterans.
Perhaps one of the nicest guys I think you could come across to is Jamal Campbell.
The community work he does is pinball-esque. It really is. He won a Municipal Heroes Award that had nothing to do with football, just his work in the community.
York U graduate too, might I didn't go there, but might as well shout it out, York University. All right. Final keys to the game. It's our final time doing this. Mike Hogan's key to a game. Where are we at?
Beat Hamilton. I don't care how, just beat Hamilton. We have to see what we saw against Ottawa, and that's the young guys execute. You know, you talked to Coach, he told you about the quarterback plans, and, you know, Dakota Prukop's going to get a half, and we want to see him play well. We want to see Mike O'Connor as a developmental guy play well for a longer period of time than the quarter and series that he was in for. That's what offensively, that's what I want to see. Curly Gittins Jr. getting a start with Chandler Worthy out. He was playing for Darrell Walker, who's out. So we'll get a chance to see Curly Gittins Jr., who was just a highlight film at the OUA level at Laurier, get a chance to see maybe what he can do at this level.
My friend, it's been an absolute fantastic summer hanging out with you. You are a book of knowledge on this team, and we thank you so much for joining us every week. And I know we bust you about coming on, but you're very gracious with your time. We want to thank you for that, and we want to thank you for the fans for watching us week in and week out. It's been a blast doing this with you guys. Thank you so much for a great summer. Mike, appreciate it. Fans, thank you very much. This Saturday, Toronto Argonauts taking on the Hamilton Tiger Cats. You won't want to miss it. It's our final game of the season. We will see you guys in 2020.